What's up, guys? Welcome to the 5th installment of Story Time.
Hello.
These are, you motherfucker. These are bonus episodes exclusive to our Patreon, the $5 tier and up. So if you're seeing this, thank you very much for the support. But yeah, these episodes are just exactly what they sound like, just fucking stories of craziness, wildness,
anything.
Yeah, anything we feel like that week. So
it'll work.
We're gonna have Baker kick it off. Go ahead.
All right. So I've always been the type of kid, especially when I'm around my dad. Like, we play too much.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay.
So I was playing indoor soccer in Lodi, and I don't know if you're familiar with indoor soccer.
Yes, I'm familiar with indoor soccer.
Okay.
Yeah.
For those of you that aren't, you play it and there's walls that you can like utilize, like kick the ball off of, which is what you're supposed to do, right?
Or people.
That's why I started with what you're supposed to do. And
right.
So anytime I played indoor soccer, I kind of looked at it as hockey a lot, and I used it probably more to check people against the wall than actually using the ball against the wall. And this one game, me and this one kid were kind of like getting into it a little bit because I played defense. So I always made enemies every single game.
Right.
Which means I did my job right.
Right.
So me and this kid are playing, and they had possession, and I went and I checked him, like cold clocked this dude against the wall. They still had possession, so the ref didn't like call it right then and there, even though he should have, because I knocked him clean off of his cleats.
Yeah.
And he came up to me after the play and like run a little bit, and he goes, "If I see that again, you'll be sitting in the stands with your parents." So I looked at this ref.
Oh, God.
Dead ass, straight face, just like, "Sir, both my parents are dead."
Oh, I think you told me this. Oh,
this
no.
Dude's face was just like,
that's hilarious.
Did not mess with me the entire game after that.
That's fucking awesome.
At all. And then after that, I just looked over at my dad in the stands and winked at him.
Yeah.
After the game, he's like, "What the hell happened over there?" I said, "Oh, I just told him you guys were dead." He's like, "What?"
Get a little leeway.
Oh, my gosh.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Steve Bollinger, one of our patrons, the dude who built our website, played indoor soccer.
Okay.
And he's a smaller guy, but he's really stout and stuff. And he played defense too, and was just like, I just fucking knocked people out all the time.
Yeah, dude, you play a wall.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And then when, obviously I was super young, but when it was like middle school, but I played soccer just for a little bit. And I never remember what it's called. Or I think it was like the sweeper.
Yeah, you got a sweeper and a striker, or a sweeper and a stopper.
So I was the last person before the goalie.
Yeah, sweeper.
Sweeper. Okay. So I was always the bigger kid when we were younger, and now I guess too, but
yeah.
And I could always kick the ball super far. But I'm not. I've never been like super athletic, or super skinny.
I got you.
So I was a sweeper, and the coach basically said, "Don't let anybody past you."
Yep, the ball or anybody.
Okay. Yep.
You got it, boss.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I love playing soccer, especially defense. I used to, it was a thing going on with my whole entire family. Every single tournament that we ever played outdoor in Lodi, I would always get a yellow card. And it was always like a Mother's Day tournament. So I would always like have a running joke with my mom, like, "Oh, there's your Mother's Day card." It was always a yellow card or possibly a red card, because I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Anchor.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that was definitely one of the fun times. We've had awesome. A lot of killer things happen.
Yeah.
One real quick. This one was great. It was a tournament in Michigan. And this ref sucked.
Okay.
Like, horrible. And we must not have been the only game he sucked at. Because when we were leaving one of our games, there's the fire truck and the ambulance were showing up, like rolling up, and we're like, "Oh, God, somebody got hurt."
Right.
They went to a porta pot. Somebody locked the ref with a freaking padlock
Yes.
in the porta pot, bro. It was awesome.
That is amazing.
It was fantastic.
That is awesome.
Yes. So that was yes.
I don't know if that means he sucked more or if that was just high schoolers just fucking with people.
Dude, it was great.
That's awesome.
A little jealous that we didn't think of it.
Yeah, that's pretty great. For my story time, this happened, this would have been 2010, maybe the beginning of 2011. I think 2010, and this was when I was in college. And me and Jerry, who's my best friend, and Joel, who was a really good friend at the time, we all decide that we're going to take philosophy because we're all like interested in that stuff.
Okay.
Like philosophy is dope. So we're going to take philosophy.
Let's do it.
Now, around this time, Joel and I got super close because we were basically one of the few people that we knew at Ohio State, and we liked the same extracurricular activity.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got really close and hung out literally every day. Okay, so this particular day was our first day of philosophy class, and I forget what it was at, like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, something like that, something in the afternoon, and me and Joel had our classes in the morning and then had a big break.
Okay.
Before that, so we went out to eat and stuff, and then participated in our activities between classes, and we really participated. We had a great we wouldn't have gotten participation trophies. We would have gotten first fucking place trophies. We were a great fucking team, and so we go do that, and then we show up. Jerry's sober, he always is. Jerry's always sober, and he's like, "You guys had a good time, didn't you?" And we're like, "Yeah," because we're getting ready for the first day of philosophy class, right?
First day of class.
We're like, "This is about to be epic. Like, let's fucking go." And we get in there, we sit down. There's probably, I would say, like 8 rows of desks. They're like the long desks, kind of like a cafeteria almost.
Okay, yeah,
but
like
it's like
cafeteria tables.
Yeah, but it's like 4 people at each one, all in a line. Obviously, like nobody has their back to the teacher or anything. But there's 2 of those on each side, and then there's probably like 4 or 5 rows deep. So we're like right in the middle. We're like 3rd row. We're all sitting together, obviously, and then there's a chair next to Jerry that's empty. And it goes me, I'm right next to the aisle, Joel, and then Jerry, and then an empty seat. And the professor comes in. He's got like a dead arm. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Where it's like all purple and shit.
Yeah.
And like I don't remember. I think he could use it a little bit, but not much.
Like very limited.
Yeah. So that threw us off right away. But he comes in. He's super cool. He's like making jokes about it and like explaining. He's like, it is what it is. Like, don't let it distract you and like whatever. So he gets into this lesson, and it's the first day of philosophy. So it's all like generalized, like full scope of what we're about to learn and stuff. And he just like, well, then this happens, but then there's the theory of this and then this, and he talks for like probably like 45 minutes. He's he's a professor. That's what he's doing, giving us an intro. And basically at the end of the thing, and he's like, so if you take this and this and this, basically what that means is there's an infinite number of universes and an infinite number of possibilities on an infinite number of dimensions, and like just on an infinite, and it just fucking exploded. And I do not remember this, but Jerry and Joel say it happened, and everybody else's eyes said it happened, but he just goes, the infinite universe, all this stuff, and he just hits like an end point, and he's like, and blah, like whatever it is. And I guess me in the middle of the fucking room said, holy shit. And like everybody was like, and I was like, I didn't know I said it. I didn't know I said it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He just goes on this rant for like 45 minutes and everybody's like engaged, like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, this is insane. He's like, and then you just hear, holy shit.
That's awesome.
Dude, I still don't remember it, but I remember everybody fucking looking at me.
Like,
yeah, like, what?
bro.
And he laughed it off. He was super cool. But yeah, we were on it. We were also part of that different dimension.
You were on that other
I was like, how did you know we were over there?
What?
Yeah.
You caught us.
And then it was super cool because, like I said, like he was cool. We actually hung out after classes a little bit, like just to pick his brain and stuff. And then after the final, we all met, me, Jerry, and Joel, and the professor met at Panera.
Okay.
And had like dinner together and just talked about shit.
That's what's
like
up.
It was wild, but yeah, it was
holy shit.
Yeah. I do not remember it, but I remember everybody looking at me.
That's awesome.
And Jerry and Joel swear by it. And it makes sense because everybody fucking looked at me.
Right. You're like, now I know why everybody was looking at me like that.
Well, yeah, like everybody was looking at me and I was like,
what happened?
And they're like fucking dying laughing. But yeah, it was a good time.
That's awesome.
So that was my intro to philosophy. And I don't know if that's why he liked us or what.
Good first impression.
Yeah. And, we always got, that was one of the classes I took semi-seriously, so we got B's and I think I just got B's in the class. But, and like my psychology I took seriously because that was my major. But aside from that, man, I didn't take school seriously at all.
I feel it.
But that one was a big one. But yeah, so
cool.
Well, that was the 5th installment.
Well,
of Story
holy
Time.
shit, that was the 5th one.
Holy shit, yes. I still, side note, I can't even believe like how far this podcast has come, how much bonus stuff we have, how much support we have from you guys on the Patreon.
We're doing it for you.
Yes, so thank you very much. If you guys have any suggestions too, as far as topics on the real episode, on bonus episodes, whatever. If you want to be a guest, let us know. All that kind of stuff. Like, we want to hear from you guys.
Hit us up.
Yes. There is a pretty sweet community board. I know a lot of you have already signed up on averageafpodcast.com/community. Super dope there as well. But, again, thank you guys for checking out the 5th installment of Story Time. Have a good night.
See ya.